Planning a fishing trip shouldn't feel like a full-time job. With fishingbooker.com, you can find and book the perfect fishing trip within minutes. Fishingbooker.com connects you with trusted fishing captains around the world. Booking is fast, easy, and secure, with access to verified customer reviews, loyalty rewards, and around-the-clock customer support. Everything you need to book with confidence is in one place. So head to fishingbooker.com and start planning your next fishing adventure today. Planning a fishing trip shouldn't feel like a full-time job. With fishingbooker.com, you can find and book the perfect fishing trip within minutes. Fishingbooker.com connects you with trusted fishing captains around the world. Booking is fast, easy, and secure, with access to verified customer reviews, loyalty rewards, and around-the-clock customer support. Everything you need to book with confidence is in one place. So head to fishingbooker.com and start planning your next fishing adventure today.
Welcome to the Survival and Basic Badass Podcast with Kevin and Chuck. Today, we're going to talk about barter and the new economy. So, Kevin, what is bartering and why do I want to do it?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I mean, why not, hypothetically, why not just buy everything you want to have now? Be ready
we're
for
preppers,
it.
Right?
Right, that's your shit. So why not just get everything you want to get that you're going to need to have right now and just stockpile it?
That sounds right. That sounds like what we should do. Let's prepare.
Right. But, one of the things that comes up is, unforeseen events.
Well, shit can happen
how
that
much,
I don't expect.
Right.
Like the world could end.
Right. Well, how much ammo are you going to need for how long of a time? Nobody knows. You don't know that sort of thing.
My general rule is nobody ever said I had too much ammo.
Just too many bullets in this house.
There were too many bullets. Mm-hmm. But no, seriously though. So, what do you think?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of things that come up. How many times have you gone to the store, come home, and then 3 hours later had to go out to the store again for something that you didn't have?
It happens.
And
bottom line, if I didn't have it, then I guess I'm not really that prepared.
Right. And you might have your whole basement full of food. But
MREs, baby.
Yeah, but then you're missing some sort of basic shit, milk and butter and all those things go quick, you're not going to be able to have that. I actually was looking at powdered milk today, and man, I just never wanted to come to that.
Nobody wants it to come to that.
I never want my life to be where I have to make powdered milk.
When I was a kid up back in Canada, that was always the thing, was the powdered milk in the morning, and you're like,
I can't say that I've ever actually even had powdered milk, but it doesn't sound like something that I want involved in my life. Nothing you want
any part of. No, not bad. And that's it. Lots of rice, but how much potato soup can you eat, you know? So bartering, somebody else has chickens. Mm-hmm. Maybe fresh eggs sound nice.
Fresh eggs are nice,
maybe some milk. So there's some reasons I might want to look outside. But like you said, unforeseen. There's a lot going on there. I don't know what kind of things come up. I guess you might get sick.
Yeah, that definitely is an issue. It's all well and good to have some sort of voodoo woman around your house that knows how to make things out of herbs and things around the house, but we don't all have voodoo women.
No, and
like
even
you,
if
Chuck.
you do,
I know you've got
supplies,
a good voodoo lady.
Wow, yeah. See, I planned.
Mm-hmm.
Hence the prepper. So that's the thing, though, is you need, things are going to come up, and bottom line, depending how long we're not resupplied, then you know what? Bottom line,
you're going to run out of some things faster than others. Yeah.
How much toilet paper can you really have?
Mm-hmm.
What if I traded that extra 50 roll pack, and now I'm running out?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of danger zones.
You had a bout of diarrhea you weren't counting on, and now all of a sudden you're wiping your ass with a shirt.
Calculated to the last square,
Now you're using your socks because you can't.
Oh, that can't be good.
Mm-hmm.
So all right. It basically makes sense. So bartering isn't just trading goods for goods.
Right.
Could be services for goods.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even information for goods.
Right.
So, don't be afraid to think outside the box.
There's a lot of little things too that a lot of people don't think about. It's fine to have a couple of knives, but once they start getting dull, if you can't sharpen your own knife, then it starts to become useless quick.
I do always see that thing on Facebook. You see people sharpening their knife on the glass of their car window. I'm not sure that really works.
Yeah, I haven't tried that. I actually have a whetstone, and I just do it like a normal person does. But I mean, that's something that you should keep in mind. Instead of running out and buying new kitchen knives, you can sharpen your old ones, and that's a skill set that you can. It's practice makes perfect.
So if you have that grinding wheel.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at sharpening knives now, and it's not I can run through my whole kitchen in about an hour.
An hour. I'll tell you what though, Fiskars makes this axe sharpener for about $13. I see it. I've seen it at Home Depot. I've seen it at Lowe's. I've seen it at Tractor Supply. And this thing, it's 2 ceramic stones with like ribs on it. You run your knife through. The sharpest freaking knife you ever had in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Right? It's awesome. But, here's the but, you get about 50 sharpens out of it.
Oh, and then that's it?
And that's
not good.
And then the stone is just 2 round wheels rubbing next to each other. And I'm like, oh. But you know what? Those 50, freaking awesome.
Fast, huh?
But my problem was, the mistake I made is, one, I'm sharpening my knife every day. I'm like, gosh. Look at this. And the day I got it, I sharpened like every knife I had. I'm like, yes, this is great. And now I'm like, and I'm kitchen knives, I'm going through everything. Right. Like, this is a miracle, And then, like I said, after about 2 weeks of me playing with it, I'm like, oh, it doesn't really do it anymore. So
yeah, but now you had all your knives were at least sharpened at the end of it.
My knives are sharpened, yeah, exactly. So, stuff like that, but... Yeah, being able to sharpen stuff and a good stone lasts forever. I mean, that's the bottom line.
Right, a good piece of stone is gonna be.
But being able to sharpen somebody's tools,
right,
you're huge. What if you had a solar charging station?
Right, that's a big deal. Having something, to people, produce electricity.
That's people come up and charge their crap. That's kind of cool. I mean, there must be something people want charged. End loop batteries. You might trade them off some. Hey, I'll give you 4 end loop AA batteries. Those recharge like thousands of times. They're awesome.
Yeah. And I actually have.
And then bring them back, and we'll charge them up for you.
Yeah,
but
having the chargers,
it's going to cost you.
But
You're
if you don't have
bringing
any electricity,
3 eggs or something, it's going to cost you.
Right. And batteries are a big deal because when there's no street lights out, a flashlight is very handy. And if that's another thing to think about is those cheap plastic flashlights that just use AA batteries, because AA batteries are a lot more easy to come by than C's,
Well, back in the day, right when I first kind of got into prepping, I think Target had mag lights, the little AA. Before, now they have the ones with the LED or whatever, and they're like $20 and not the $8 or whatever. But Target had them for like $5. For AA, came with an extra light bulb and 2 batteries. I must have bought like 10 of those. Put one in each one of my kids' rooms, one on the gun safe, one next to the bed stand, one on the TV stand, and then there's about 5 unopened in the packages in my bug out
nice,
bag.
So you're stocked up.
So I'm like, and I always buy the like Walmart or Sam's Club or something has, and Walmart I think still has those mag lights for like $8.99 or $8.
Right.
Whatever. I mean, they're still reasonably cheap, and you know what? Mag lights are freaking great, and they do work, and they last, and they're pretty good. But anyway, I've talked about cool lights and different things. Other episodes, I'm not trying to do that.
But having batteries is a big deal.
Batteries,
that's definitely something you want to have in your stock. I actually had some people over the other day.
Yeah.
And we were going out, and I realized that half my flashlights that were in my flashlight spot were not working. All the batteries were dead. Kids use them. They go outside and leave the thing on and this and that. It's something you want to be ready for. luckily I had batteries and I could just change them all out.
What I do to prevent that, that's what I was going to say. I go to, Sam's Club or whatever, buy the 48 AA's. I actually have a full package of the 48 AA's in the bug out bag, and then I have one that I use.
Right.
Right. And so I always have a full backup of that. Then, as the one runs out, I rotate it. I pull it out of my bag, and I throw the next one in.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
I remember my dad, when I was a young man, used to keep batteries in the refrigerator. Does that...
I've heard that. I don't know.
Does it? You don't know if that actually helps the life? I mean, because when it comes down to it...
I don't keep them in my refrigerator, we'll say that.
Yeah. When it comes down to it, if you have power at your house and nobody else does, you have a big step up.
Yeah, but you're a target.
You're a target. Yeah, I wouldn't run my lights and keep things out, but if you can run your generator and keep your refrigerator going, your freezer going, that's a huge difference between somebody else that's just dealing with whatever.
Well, and that's, fuel is going to be a big barter item. It's
right.
One of the things, you want to think about. Propane. If you have 5 propane tanks or maybe a big one, imagine, if you're the guy who can charge somebody else's. If you can connect them, you got more pressure in your tank.
Right. And running a grill, cooking meat is a big deal. You don't want to eat meat raw if you can help it.
I can make a fire. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, but running a grill on the power's out for 3-4 days. Oh. Running a grill is a big difference when everybody else in the neighborhood doesn't have a stove.
Yes.
All
day.
Bring your meat over that's all thawing out and going bad in your freezer because you have no power, and we can all eat. I'll cook it for you, and we can all eat your meat.
There you go. That sounds right. And then propane, kerosene.
Kerosene's a good one, yeah.
People, with their heaters, whatever.
Uh-huh.
Those kerosene heaters, you could take your fuel oil out of the fuel oil tank. Problem is, it gives off a lot of smoke, and it does kind of fuck it up. But it's better than freezing to death.
Right.
So, something to keep in the back of your mind.
Right. That's one of those things I was going to bring up was I have a 500-gallon tank, and I try and keep it as full as possible. Even going down so far as to on a day when I have a little bit of extra cash in my pocket and just getting 10 gallons from the gas station and dumping it in there.
Throwing a little kerosene
just keeping
in
it
there,
up to date.
Yep. Topped off. No, that's not a bad way to be. All right, propane, like I said, propane, kerosene, diesel, gasoline, all those things. And that's the thing. You're storing gasoline. You got to buy the stuff with the non-ethanol.
Right.
And if not, at least be buying stable something. But you got to rotate through these things.
Right. We have a local gas station that does non-ethanol.
Non-ethanol, yeah.
That
it's hard to find, and especially in the Northeast, we're big on.
Yeah, they subsidize a lot of it, and it goes
bad. Corn.
Yeah, it goes bad.
Quick.
Quick, and it's not something you want to have to be dealing with. Realizing that your shit keeps cutting out because you got bad gas.
Bad gas, and that's So all right, say the end of the world here, and again it depends. Are we talking about hardcore depression where grocery stores have high prices, gas is really high, nobody wants to go out? Maybe people start bartering and trading, in that world.
Right.
John Galt from Atlas Shrugged was all about, what? If we can trade and work amongst each other instead of, paying taxes to the people enslaving us, maybe that's not such a bad way to be.
Right. A lot of that comes up is, when you think about trades that you have that other people don't have. I'm a pretty fantastic carpenter.
Oh, fantastic.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Excellent. So, but everybody has a skill set.
Right.
And if you can trade that skill set for, for things that you might need, that's definitely a handy thing to have available. Well,
I can cut a lawn with scissors, so maybe that's something I might want to do.
Yeah, I do that to my kid when he's acting up.
Yeah.
I got an acre out there, man. Get going. Here's some scissors.
So anything's possible. But all right, say it gets a little worse than that, we move into phase 2 of prepping hysteria, and maybe EMP, maybe complete dollar collapse and people are crazy and you're not going out of your house. well, I guess that kind of defeats my argument if you're not going out of your house because you're not really going to barter with anything. But you know where I'm going with this. Yeah. Where, you're kind of in your gated community, you guys stay together, you secured your neighborhood, you set up some kind of barter exchange. Well, if you're going to let other people that you don't know in your world, then, you got to think about what you lay out. You don't want to put all, everything you own out and look like, hey, I'm the prepper guy, come rob me.
Right.
And that's what you're doing. I've seen pawn shop guys do it, different things over the years, but you kind of want to be like, oh, somebody comes up, hey, but do you have this?
Yeah, make them ask for it.
Oh, wait, maybe I do. Let me go look and dig through. Oh, I do have one. And I'm not saying you don't want to come out with, hey, I have 30 knives.
Right.
Well, then knives aren't that valuable because there's 30 of them right there.
But, that's something I did put on the list because you can get knives for, a few bucks.
$5, $10.
Right. And you can have a few handy to trade out.
They don't all have to be 150.
Yeah. No, they don't all have to be, Rambo. But just having a pocket knife is handy, and not everybody has one. Not everybody carries one.
I can't imagine that world, but...
Yeah, I know that person.
You met that guy? All right. So, everywhere, there's crazy out there. Right. I guess that's what we're looking at. So, all right, so set it up, but you still need to kind of think about security and how you're going to set this up. And I guess people shoplift in the end of the world.
Right.
But you also have people that just want to come up, smash and grab, or put a, pull their gun and be like, yeah, how about I just take what you got? And I guess the way around that, ideally in a perfect world, you would have it set up where you have the salesman at the table, and then you have a guy who's maybe back a little bit, kind of off to the side, who can kind of watch and keep an eye on things. And then, if you got enough free time and really have stuff of value, maybe you even have an Overwatch sniper guy sitting out in the back. Because you know what? This is something you're doing once a month.
Right.
Once every 2 weeks. It's not something where I don't want to spend my day sitting there.
Right.
But you know what? Protecting your shit that has value, that might be something
Worth
you want
the
to
effort.
do. And making sure you don't get shot in the face trying to get what you need maybe is a good move.
Right.
That's something you need to, think about, take seriously a little bit.
Do you want to get into some of the... I have a list here of things that I was looking at, like cheap items. Things that...
I always see on the Facebook, dollar store prepping or something.
Right.
Yeah,
It's not a bad idea to have a couple of things handy that are inexpensive now, but are going to be of value. Going to be of value to certain people for certain things.
All right, let's hear what you came up with.
Let me run through a couple of them.
Yep.
All right, aluminum foil. Not expensive. You can get, 10 packs of it. Throw it on your shelf.
I know in the camping episode we talked about a lot of fun cooking options with foil.
Right. It's definitely something to have handy if you don't have a stove, easily accessible. Another one I had was allergy medicines. A lot of people have allergies, and it's brutal. It's brutal during the
especially if you're
that time of year
all the time. No
right,
air
and you don't have any access to it.
Yeah.
Vinegar, real inexpensive. You can get a gallon of that for nothing.
A little bit big to store, but yeah.
But it's it's not going to go bad.
Not going to go
just
bad.
like aluminum foil, it's not going to go bad. And what I'm thinking of is things that you can just put in the basement because they're not necessarily going to be bad if you go looking for them in 10 years.
Right.
You still, you're out of work, and all right. Well, at least you got the aluminum foil covered. You got the vinegar. You got, the bandages and the batteries. We already talked about the batteries.
All right. So, there's a lot of medical stuff that...
definitely, little Band-Aids and the antiseptic. It's a great one for that a lot of people don't use anymore, is rubbing alcohol. You can get a jug of rubbing alcohol for $1.
Peroxide and rubbing alcohol. Sam's Club, big, freaking huge things. And
Yep, definitely good things to
keeping
disinfect.
cuts clean is, we've talked about it. It's huge.
And if you ever have to do a little bit of surgery, pulling something out, deep splinters and things like that. Rubbing alcohol is great for that sort of stuff, disinfecting razor blades and things like that. Bleach, another one, good for cleaning, because you don't want to get sick when there's not easy medical help. Vinegar's good for that too.
Bleach will go bad. What, 5 years, something like that?
Yeah, it'll go bad. I mean, it's something, but it's something that you can use.
Potency,
right. It doesn't necessarily go bad, but it slowly degrades, and it's not going to be as potent. But it's bleach is definitely something you can use just in your general household cleaning. You can trade it out. Right. If you have 5 gallons of it there, you can just buy a new one whenever you need a new one.
And the shock pool things that are tablets that are more concentrated, and actually they have a longer shelf life. Mm-hmm. Something to keep in the back of your mind.
Can openers. You can get the cheap ones.
Now, I have seen where you can take like your can of tuna, rub it on the blacktop, and then pop the top off. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can open a can. If you want to open a can.
I always cut my hands, though.
Yeah, well,
and then I need to buy the antibiotics.
Then you have to get the
antibiotics. Alcohol. So it's like, buy the can opener now.
Right.
Or buy all this crap later.
I was just reading recently that the can opener was invented like 40 years after cans were invented.
Really?
Yeah, like apparently that, like hammers and chisels
that wasn't the problem, huh?
Yeah, it was a normal thing to have in your kitchen, a hammer and a chisel.
40 years?
Yeah, no, a crazy amount of time before between the two. But you can get the really cheap ones.
Right.
You can get a 3-pack for $1 or something
I
that you just have to manually.
I pay $10, like damn, I just bought a really cheap one.
Right.
I've had
they
a lot
get
of problems
super
with
cheap. I found ones that are like 2 inches long that I think I have a pile of them.
Yeah, the little fold together.
No, they're not nonsense. But I mean, it's a lot easier than a hammer and chisel.
Now, alcohol. And I'm not talking about your isopropyl, your rubbing alcohol, whatever. I'm talking about rum. I'm talking about whiskey. I'm talking about vodka. That one, if you're the guy who knows how to make it, making the moonshine, maybe you prepped and you saved some copper pipe. You're ready. You got some sugar, some stuff to make things happen. Maybe you have your own beehive. You're making some kind of mead or something or another. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know what kind of skills you guys
have. It turns out
have.
It's not too difficult to make alcohol.
I can't figure that shit out.
But having alcohol, I mean, you can drink the alcohol that I made that tastes like garbage. Or you can have,
Jim Beam
or Jack Daniels or...
I gotta tell you, I like Southern Comfort. I like Jameson. It's a little harsh, whatever. I'm doing shots. I want to be a man. All right. Yeah. Jameson. But... Southern Comfort, that's like go-to favorite. Oh, that tastes good. I like that.
I'm probably one of the most patriotic people you ever meet, but I just can't do bourbon. Don't like bourbon. I gotta have the Irish whiskey or a good Scotch. Yeah.
Irish whiskey's so much superior.
I love it. Yeah,
Did we just lose half our audience?
Probably,
right there?
But I mean, it's the truth. Irish whiskey is better than bourbons are. But I mean, that's something that
rum? I don't know.
It's something that, if you're an alcoholic, recovering alcoholic, probably not a good idea to store alcohol. It's the same thing if you're a recovering smoker. It's it's handy to have a few cartons of cigarettes in the freezer. If you can't get your cigarettes, people will get desperate and trade a lot of things for them.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to quit smoking, don't fill your freezer up with cigarettes because you're just going to smoke them yourself. It's a lot cheaper to roll
your own, right?
Yeah.
You probably mix some shit in there too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Anyway, Ziploc bags.
It's a cash crop.
Ziploc bags.
Yeah, I put that on my list too.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Not expensive. They're not going to go bad.
One of the things I really got excited about is My Patriot Supply has your supply of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
They have like a big thing, your supply. I think they do it for like $99, but what's ironic, if you go on Amazon, they have the My Patriot Supply thing of coffee for $79.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I gotta tell you, end of the world, I don't have coffee, and you have a year's supply of coffee for me. We could talk.
Uh-huh.
We could get close, be friends. And I think it's like 720 servings or something.
Right.
So they're not even messing
so it's not
around.
Like one cup
serving
per
a day.
person.
Yeah. I was like, you have my attention.
Yeah, I'm definitely a much nastier person during the
That's
day
what
if
I'm
I
saying.
don't get
my
coffee.
wife might want to
Yeah.
purchase the coffee
Just
to
make
make
that,
me a little bit
preemptive.
happier guy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You said, what'd you say, reading glasses you were telling me earlier?
But yeah, I mean, reading glasses are inexpensive, but you can also get like those reading glasses repair kits and things like that. You know, I don't use reading glasses.
No, you like
But-
the look with the tape and the glasses, though. That's kind of cool.
Right. No, I like to do that. But, you know, it's not necessarily something that you need that we're talking about here. You could be thinking about, you know, if you're somebody that wears glasses and you don't, you know, your glasses break, you're up shit's creek if you don't have anything to replace them with. So that could be something that potentially could be very valuable to somebody else, even though it won't cost you much now.
Nice.
So that's a handy thing to have. Canning jars and lids. They're not all that cheap, though, honestly.
Yeah, but you know what? You could just get the lids. I think
Mhm.
if you just had the lids, you'd be huge. Because there's
Right.
a lot of people have the jars.
And no lids.
But I think you're going to be desperate where you're saving every lid. You're not going to lose them,
Mm-hmm.
you know, in phase 2
Right.
of prepping, you know?
Right. But, you know, it's not a bad thing to have on your shelf, even for your own use.
Yeah.
One thing that I came across, I wrote it down. I don't know how serious it is, but chapstick. Is that something that comes up a lot? I saw it on a couple lists when I was researching
You know
it.
what's a big one that would be huge? I don't know about chapstick. I mean, I guess. I don't know.
How
I don't
expensive
use
is
it.
it?
I somehow live.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm not outside 24/7.
Right. And you're not necessarily short on water supplies and things like that, too, you know?
Touche. Or I'm licking my lips going.
Mm-hmm.
But anti-diarrheal medicine,
Mm-hmm.
right? That sounds huge because weren't you telling me it's the #1 killer?
Yeah, you don't want to shit
Diarrhea?
to death. Nobody wants that. I mean, if you don't take anything away from this show, let it be that. Don't let yourself die from pooping.
Oh, that can't be good. Pens, papers, board games, I've
Right.
heard. Big
Uh-huh.
thing. Board games, condoms.
Condoms.
Nobody wants to be pregnant at the end of the world.
Right. I mean, I don't
Everybody
use them,
likes to
but,
make the
I
babies.
mean, some people like...
It's the having the babies.
Right,
You
right.
don't want any part of.
Mm-hmm. You know what I was thinking about? Zip ties.
Zip ties.
Zip ties are, I mean, you know, you need rope for tying things together, this
You
and
go
that.
to Harbor
You
Freight.
can use your zip ties, even if you just get a big bag of the little ones. It's great for, you know, any you know, around the house, in the garden type stuff, you know. And if you have to, you know, zip tie up your neighbors so you can take their eggs.
Now you're getting it. Now you're starting to follow along. All right. What about seeds?
That was what I was going to bring up next.
Oh, see, I'm on
Seeds,
it.
yeah. I mean, that's definitely that's more of a long-term thing, you know, for next
Yeah.
year planting season. But I mean, you can get seeds cheap. You know, you don't have to go to the store. And at one of the stores here locally, they have like these artisanal seeds. Have you seen those? They have like complex artwork on the front that's all like, you know, you can spend $10.
The Hudson Valley Seed Savers or something?
Yeah, you spend $10 or $15 for five.
My wife buys
five
those.
seeds.
How'd she know?
Mhm.
Yeah, she loves that.
No, it's ridiculous. But I mean, you can get them cheap, and you know, you can even do that from your vegetables.
Actually, I see a lot of these, like, you know, you have like My Patriot Supply is that survival seed vault. It's all great. But when you look on like eBay or Amazon, they have like 15,000 seeds for $11, and they seem to be a reasonable mix. You know, I don't know, it's whatever. But yeah, if you bought 2 of those and set those aside, are you not king it?
Right.
Because you could come out one week. Today I have radishes, and you're going for a long time working like that.
Now I haven't done a whole lot
I mean,
of.
think you don't want to trade your 15,000 seeds.
Right.
You want to be like, I have radish seeds.
Right.
You know?
Right. And I've been doing a little bit of that. You know, I've been saving my asparagus seeds, pumpkin seeds from last year. I mean, you can. It's even something you can collect yourself from the vegetables you grow yourself. You know, so that's definitely a handy thing to think about.
Now, they always say, well, one, we mentioned toilet paper, huge.
Right.
But you got to watch that the mice aren't going to get in it. I know I have mine in the attic, I have, Sam's Club has what the Scott tissue, like, I don't know, what is it, like 36 rolls, or I have no idea what.
Right.
But I have a couple of those up there.
Mm-hmm.
But I also have a bird that lives up there. Now, so far, they haven't found each other.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's just a matter of time. One day I'm going to go up there and it's going to be like the day after Halloween.
Uh-huh.
We're going to be all over the place. So
he's going to have a masterpiece. He's going to have a palace of a
palace.
nest.
Shred fest.
Uh-huh.
But also, they always say women products, or diapers. I guess cloth diapers might be huge. If
well, that's something that I was talking to my wife about. She said, I read through the list to her, and she's like, you don't have tampons and Midol on there.
I know, they always...
And it's something that I wouldn't even think of, but,
if you can't,
that's something you want to be, you want to have handy. It's not something you want to run out of.
Now, luckily, in my house, we buy Motrin in bulk, so that helps. You buy you said, the allergy medicine, I buy in bulk. I kid you not, I always have at least 600 extra pills of allergy medicine. And we usually, honest to God, have probably 600 Motrin tablets there.
Right.
Again, that's going to last us 6 months to a year.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, again, it depends how long, but how much planning can I do? I'm just one man.
Right. The other thing I wanted to get into was we talked about kerosene and that sort of stuff, but lighter fluid.
Oh.
And lighter fluid and lighters. I've got a big jar of old lighters. But it's definitely something, if you don't have one, and you're out there trying to rub sticks together, you'd probably be able to sacrifice a few things for a lighter to just have in your pocket.
Yeah. No, that sounds right. Another thing I thought about, I know I mentioned in the hopefully not too distant future, we're going to have a episode on trapping. And furs, that's one of the original trading commodities, you know?
Right.
But and honestly, they're pretty freaking useful.
Yeah, and I just got a bench in my living room, new bench that opens up.
All right.
And been stocking it full of blankets, not furs. But come wintertime, blankets are definitely handy. It's nice to have a fire in the area to keep you warm, but that in all actuality, when it's cold out, it's nice to have a few thick blankets to wear, and that's one of the big things they traded with the natives when they came to North America. They just had smallpox in them.
Well, there was some trickiness there.
Yeah, I mean, make sure your blankets aren't infected with smallpox before it happens, but...
Or don't.
Yeah, well...
whichever. Whatever way you want to play it. I don't know. What else you got?
Hammers and nails.
Hammers and nails.
Yeah, box and nails, when it comes down to... boarding up your windows and things like that, and you don't have enough nails around, a big box of 10 penny nails go a long way.
I was thinking about that, and I was thinking, remember, times were hard, nails, metal, all that stuff was expensive. They used to burn down buildings to save the nails.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up.
I was thinking about that, and I was like, if people were that desperate for nails back then, that sounds like something we might be interested in.
Yeah, something to have handy.
Because that could be huge.
Right.
So I briefly touched on it earlier on, or I guess, I don't know, do you have any more quick items you want to drop here?
Yeah, let me run through the list here real quick.
The rest of the little stuff here.
Toothpaste and toothbrush.
Hard candy, which if you sell the hard candy one week,
Uh-huh.
Then the next week you break out the toothpaste and toothbrush. See, you gotta think like a salesman. You gotta work like this stuff,
right?
You know, especially if you're bartering once a month.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, oh,
let them get some
my
cavities.
Tooth.
Yeah,
and you're like,
should have thought ahead. You should have asked last month. I have them here. It's only a gross of 22 bullets for a toothbrush.
That's it. Whatever you got to do. Maybe I take ammo. Fishing tackle.
Yeah, and that's something. A lot of these things are things that you can just put in your garage and forget about it until it comes necessary. Duct tape.
Duct tape's huge.
You
It's
know?
on my list.
If you don't have nails, you better have some duct tape.
Now, you might want to up it to Gorilla Tape if you're using it for nails.
Yeah, well, I was going to say electrical tape. When it really comes down to tying somebody up, electrical tape is a lot better
nice,
for
yeah?
it. Yeah. It
Doesn't tear
stretches,
as
pulls
easy.
tight.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can't rip it apart. So if you're going
Have
to,
you tied people up with tape a lot? Is that
Well, I mean,
something you might be...
hypothetically...
We have concerns, is what I am saying.
Hypothetically, it may have come up once or twice, but I'm not going to
We'll leave it at that.
say anything about it. We got into most of the things on the list. How about multivitamins?
I think that's huge.
That's something to
I
just
like those
have handy.
vitamins, but none of my kids do.
Oh, no?
They're minty, because problem is they want it to be like an Altoid or something. You know, they want it to be good.
Right.
And I'm like, it's just not as bad as a vitamin. But it's not as good as a mint.
Right.
But to me, that's a win.
Yeah, no, I don't know
But
what
my kids are like, oh, that's gross. And
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
don't know
well,
what
yeah,
my
'cause
kid
you want
does
it to
about
be...
it. He's always, anytime, because he takes them every day. And then he'll come ask me when we run out. I don't even know about it.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, you got to get some more vitamins.
They want the gummies.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing.
So, all right, vitamins I like. Sewing kits.
Right. That's definitely a handy thing to have. If you don't know how to patch your own clothes, that's one thing I learned in the military.
They do teach you that in boot camp.
Is patching a hole
Especially
in
if you
clothes
can't sew
is
on a
easy.
button.
Right.
Right there, you're out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely something handy to have around.
Especially if you have pants that you have to undo 13 buttons to piss. It's
Yeah.
going to be a problem. You might want to learn.
Definitely. I got maps on here, too. You don't know what sort of situation you're going to be in, who's going to be coming through, and who's going to be just passing by. But having a local map, handy. I have a few of those just of maps of the local trails,
Nice.
to get here. And, I know a couple places
Now, that's
where I can
something
go.
you could reproduce.
Right.
You
It's
could
something you
hand
could
draw some maps that...
Right. Or even now, just throw it in a copy machine and print out 20 of them.
All right. Like it. Knitting and crochet needles and yarn I read.
Really?
Now, to me, that sounds horrible.
Yeah, that sounds like some lightweight gay
And
shit.
does anybody even know how to knit anymore? And I'm sure a lot of people out there are like, my wife, and now I'm in trouble.
No, my daughter's been getting into that sort of
Yeah?
stuff. Yeah.
All right. Bringing back a classic.
Now, I wanted to talk about some of
Pepper
the
spray?
foods.
Oh.
Oh, pepper spray.
Putting
Does
that
that
out
not go bad?
there. All right.
I want to talk about some foods that you could get that are long-term items.
Alright.
Foods that you could get. And this kind of goes into what we've talked about before about,
Storage
stockpiling
and-
food
yeah,
and
yep.
storage and shit like that. But there's definitely a lot of little things that come in handy
All right.
when it comes down to survival. So some of the foods that are... I got a 10-year list. These are 10-year foods.
All right.
Salt, sugar, brown or white sugar, raw honey. Raw honey is kind of the key. You want the raw stuff.
All right.
Because it'll crystallize, but it's still usable.
Awesome.
It's the same thing as not crystallized honey.
Yeah, it turns out a lot of honey is corn syrup.
Yeah,
Have
I
you-
didn't realize that.
I'm
Yeah, it
like,
turns
what?
out they've been tricking me this whole time. Maple syrup too. It's like
Yeah, you're like,
I've been putting sugar on my pancakes this whole time. It hasn't come from a
it's
maple
not
tree
even
at
real
all.
sugar. You're
Yeah.
like, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I just had this recent revelation, so it's a little disturbing.
Alcohol is the same thing. Your Jim Beam and your Southern Comfort and
Now you're just messing with
yeah.
me.
Now you got a
You're not
10-year
trying to
supply.
ruin my
there.
night here, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Now grains. This is something I don't know anything about. So if you know anything about grains,
Well, here's
email
what I know.
me and let
All
me
right,
know.
So you can go to like Sam's Club. You got the big, 25 or 50 pound bag of rice.
Yeah.
It's weird. They tell you you're supposed to buy long grain white rice.
Okay.
I don't know what that means. Whatever. You don't want to buy brown rice because it has fat on it. I don't know
Does that
about
mean that it goes bad
It
faster?
goes bad and rots and more likely to get... Whereas brown rice is healthier, so if you're buying it to necessarily just eat it. But
Right.
if you buy the long grain, it's supposed to be healthier than not long grain. I don't know.
Right, but white rice
Do your own freaking
lasts
research.
longer than...
White rice will last longer. So you buy the rice, put it in the 5-gallon bucket you cleaned out, you bought at Lowe's. Now, what I know from beer making is the bucket has to be smooth on the inside. As soon as you get a cut or a scratch, and I don't mean a hole all the way through the bucket, but as soon as you get like a score mark on it, bacteria is going to happen there. You want to stay away from that. You want clean, smooth. They're like $3, $2.99 or $2.50 at Lowe's or whatever.
Yeah.
You buy it with the lid. Now they have food grade, but I'm telling you, if it's not cut, you're in.
Yeah.
You put the rice in the bucket, but then they have something called diatomaceous earth.
Okay.
This is this white powder that's edible, and you pour some of that in there, and all the hard shell bugs, that kind of thing, it ends up getting in their shells where it kills them. They can't absorb more moisture. Twice.
Moisture, yeah.
I'm losing.
What time is it? You got time.
It's past my bedtime.
You got time. You can say it.
All right. So, moisture. We're in. All right. And they end up, it kills them off. So you don't have to worry about bugs getting in there and being a problem. And it's edible.
Okay.
A little bit of powder, you're not going to taste it. They say like a quarter cup, throw it in the top of the bucket.
Yeah.
That'll be enough to solve all your problems. That'll last, I don't know how long. I know you're good for 5 years because I've done it. I don't know about longer than that. I assume. Do your own research, but I'm telling you, that's a good way to store.
When it comes to just a side note, when it comes to canning things, you see things that are that was my foot. You see things that that you have your cans and they say 2 years, 1 year, whatever on the can. Just to inspect it for botulism if it's bent out, bloated, bulging. But for the most part, those things will last a lot longer. Just check your cans after the Best By date. Check the cans.
Smell it. Maybe the dog have a taste test.
Yeah.
So last thing, I know we kind of touched on it earlier, but maybe you do trade some of your skills, and maybe. Do you have books, with the hand tools and descriptions of how to do it? Kevin had mentioned maybe you hit the copy machine, how to do stuff. I mean, you got to be committed to the end of the world if you're storing copied paper of, stuff. I mean, it doesn't really have much other value aside of that. But even not, if somebody comes out, what if you're putting together these tools? I had talked about a couple of books, in our book episode. And there's a lot of stuff on, off the traditional skills. What is it, that website we used to plug, ouroldways.com. They have, a lot of the skills that, you kind of need. And if you can barter by teaching people these skills, that might be something that saves you.
Right. That's definitely a handy thing to have in your back pocket. And
like I said, maybe you're putting together the tools. I also like renewable things. If you can whittle up something that's going to be a useful tool or put together something out of wood, you can sell it every week. You can, over and over again, you can get lots of value out of a skill that you've developed.
Right.
I would also think... What?
One thing I forgot about on the list, soap. Soap is bars of soap, inexpensive.
I buy the bulk, my Zest big bars and whatever, they last forever.
Yeah, but I mean, it's definitely being able to just wash your ass is a skill when it comes
like
into.
We said earlier, milk and eggs, they're renewable though, and that's something you can keep selling, or if you're shearing your sheep or whatever you can do, things that you can kind of have time and time again. That's going to keep bringing you value. And clothes. And, one of the last things we didn't really get to, and I wanted to mention it, I hear mixed reviews, and you decide what's right on this, but guns and ammo. And,
we didn't really touch on that yet, but definitely ammo is something that
it's going to be in high demand.
Yeah, it's like money.
I always tell people, I invest in precious metals like lead, You got to, keep the good stuff around. But, a lot of people are like, oh, don't do that. They'll come back and rob you, or you're going to get shot, by the guy you're giving your ammo to. Well, You decide what's right for you, but it's something to consider.
Right. And if it's somebody that you can trust, a friend or something like that, that's different than some person you meet off the street.
If I can trade some of my neighbors who I want armed because they're going to help protect me because their house is closer to the bad people than mine, then, throwing them a gun but getting something in return, that's not a bad thing, a bad place to be.
Right.
Buying a couple of $99 22s, or maybe they're $199 now. I don't know. I don't buy 22s every week.
Right.
Maybe you go out on Black Friday and man up. Hey, maybe you go check out my freaking 80% Lower podcast and build some ghost guns. Have a freaking arsenal of AR-15s. And maybe you can get things moving in the right direction.
Then maybe you can make sure you're the only person that does survive. Just kill everybody.
Kill everybody. Whatever you got to do. This is up to you.
You got to keep some nubile women around, though, so you can repopulate.
That's what it is. You got to plan the end.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something.
Plan for the future.
Wanted to touch on real quick. 5 to 8 years. Beans, pinto, kidney, lentil beans, lima beans, garbanzo beans. Only garbanzo because it's fun to say. Dried, yeah. Okay. Dried, and obviously,
and again,
take them out of the bag, put them in a container. Make sure
when I buy the bags, I buy the big plastic bags at like Sam's Club, black beans, kidney beans, whatever. I throw them in the 5-gallon bucket. I seal it.
Right.
Set it and forget it, Right.
Flour, 5 years.
Flour, sugar, they're dangerous on how to keep and not go bad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying don't have them because they're going to be awesome and they're going to be so valuable.
Right.
But try and find a way to.
But if you're the only one in the neighborhood that has bread, then that's good. 2 to 5 years is canned foods. Canned tuna, canned meat, canned fruits and vegetables. You're gonna need your vitamins and all your vitamin D and your proteins and all that sort of stuff. So it's handy to have a variety. Peanut butter.
Peanut butter. And now they have powdered peanut butter. Have you seen this?
No, that sounds disgusting, though.
No, here's the deal. No fat.
What do you mean no fat? Peanut butter has fat.
Turns out peanut butter has a lot of fat.
Uh-huh.
And if you buy powdered peanut butter, they cut that shit out.
No fat. Have you tried it?
I haven't tried it. I seen it at Sam's Club. And then we were at the grocery store the other day, and they had little samples of the powdered peanut butter, and I was like, I'm going to find out if that shit's any good. And then I bought it, and I don't know where the hell it went. It's freaking tiny. I don't even know where the hell that
just gone, huh?
went, but, whatever.
Now, when it comes to bartering and trading and this sort of shit, getting involved in this, it's probably wouldn't be a bad skill to have. Go hit up your local yard sales and
learn some
thrift
negotiating
skills.
Yeah,
just argue with people a little bit. It doesn't matter if you get what you want or not. But I know I've gotten quite a few tools from pawn shops that if you're willing to walk out the door, it'll go a long way. I told the guy he wanted $25 for a DeWalt skill saw.
You're like, the hell I'll pay.
I said, I'll give you $15. He's like, nope. And as soon as I opened that door and started walking out, he's like, wait a minute, all right.
He heard the bell.
All right.
Was like,
Yeah, if you live in an area with a lot of crackheads, that's good. Pawn shops are good because they, crackheads will rob it, bring it to the pawn shop, and you can get that stolen merchandise cheap.
Yeah, all right. To each his own. Yeah, I feel like we kept you guys guessing here. Got some new information. I did taking away something good from this. Yeah. Come on. If not, you have any more good items you want to add? Man. You want to add any items to our list? You know where a great place to leave that would be?
Where would that be, Chuck?
You could go over to the iTunes.
Yeah.
And there's a section that says reviews. I don't care about a review. Just check 5 stars. And then tell me what items you'd like to have in your barter stockpile for the end of the world. Tell us what we're missing.
Now, we do a lot of research as far as this stuff goes. I know I do get involved in it and
we're
try and test run things with different.
I think we brought our A game.
Ideas.
I feel like we did pretty good.
Yeah. So if you're lazy and you want to hear about certain topics, let us know.
Now, where else? If they didn't want to go on the iTunes, they're a little
Well, they
afraid.
can email us.
They can email us.
Yeah.
Sorry, what's that email address?
That's preppingbadass@gmail.com.
preppingbadass
easy to remember.
@gmail.com.
Just send us an email. Tell us what you want to hear about. We'll give it the run through. Find out what we can find out.
All right.
You know.
And so what else? They're curious. They're new to prepping.
Mm-hmm.
They want to find out. Get the lowdown. Maybe preppingbadass.com.
Yep. Check it out. There's plenty of good articles on there. A lot of good information.
You want to put together a bug out bag?
Yeah.
preppingbadass.com.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
whatever.
I was thinking about should we do another bug out bag, an update bug out bag?
I think we're gonna get to it.
I wanted to do a secondary bug out bag, like a big bag that you would keep in your car, or something like that.
Yeah, the quicker go bags. There's a couple different versions of bug out bags that you might want to consider.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna hit some of that coming up.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of good things. The future's looking bright. We're gonna see if we can come up with some ways to make it a little more entertaining for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, see if you can keep us going. Check us out on Patreon. Otherwise, stay safe, and we will talk to you guys next week.
All right.
Planning a fishing trip shouldn't feel like a full-time job. With fishingbooker.com, you can find and book the perfect fishing trip within minutes. Fishingbooker.com connects you with trusted fishing captains around the world. Booking is fast, easy, and secure, with access to verified customer reviews, loyalty rewards, and around-the-clock customer support. Everything you need to book with confidence is in one place. So head to fishingbooker.com and start planning your next fishing adventure today. Planning a fishing trip shouldn't feel like a full-time job. With fishingbooker.com, you can find and book the perfect fishing trip within minutes. Fishingbooker.com connects you with trusted fishing captains around the world. Booking is fast, easy, and secure, with access to verified customer reviews, loyalty rewards, and around-the-clock customer support. Everything you need to book with confidence is in one place. So head to fishingbooker.com and start planning your next fishing adventure today.